tell Philip that those financial reports were supposed to be turned in by noon tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I realize it's Easter Sunday, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about the calendar. Well, he should have thought about that before he decided not to turn them in on time. Everyone's got to be so difficult, Pete. Morning, by the way.
Ugh.
And happy Easter. Can you believe Philip decided not to turn those reports in? Now he's using some lame excuse about Easter weekend and spending time with family. What is this world coming to? How do I look, Pete?
Absolutely beautiful.
You got that right. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Pete. Mimi's going to come out and show us her Easter dress, so you know the drill. Go on and on about it. We're ready.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I must say, Mimi, that's beautiful. You'll be the prettiest girl in church with that dress.
Mm-hmm. What he said.
It's an original designed by Gucci. There isn't another one like it in the world.
Everyone's going to be talking about your style, Mimi. That is the goal, right?
Of course it's the goal, silly boy. Petunia hasn't modeled yet?
Nope, not yet.
That girl is purposefully keeping me in suspense.
What do you mean?
We never show each other what we're wearing before Easter Sunday morning.
You two are so competitive.
I am not competitive. I'm fine with whatever she wears, as long as mine looks better.
Just like a woman. You don't see me and Oswald competing with our wardrobe, do you?
Well, that's because you guys don't Faith Clunk watching your every move.
Who's Faith Clunk?
She comes to our church, silly Willie. She thinks you don't notice how she always check out all the girls' wardrobes in church.
Oh, no.
She sure does. She always takes note on what we're wearing and who we're sitting next to.
You don't say.
Every Sunday?
Oh, you'd have no sympathy for anyone. Here she comes. No matter how much you like my dress of hers, don't let it show. We don't want to hurt her feelings.
We'll try to be tactful.
Ready?
Tactful.
Ready?
Well, what do you think?
They're speechless.
Two women who can't talk? I'll tell you what, Pete, this might not be a bad Easter after all.
Petunia, your dress.
Mimi, your dress.
They're talking again.
I knew that was too good to last.
Mimi, what do you think you're doing wearing that dress? It looks exactly like mine.
You march back in there and change this instant.
I was about to suggest you do the same thing.
It's Twiddledee and Twiddledum.
I'm not changing.
Neither am I.
Good, because there is not time, girls. We need to get going before all the good parking spots are taken.
Oswald, are you crazy? You know these girls like to make an entrance.
Well, it doesn't look like we'll be making an entrance at all.
What do you mean?
You don't think we can attend the Easter church service wearing the same dress, do you?
Then one of you will have to change.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Mimi? One of us will have to change.
He was talking to you.
Oh, good grief, girls. We need to figure something out, because it's obvious you can't even look similar in church anymore. I got an idea. How about we draw straws, and the short straw changes? Agreed?
Well,
I guess I'll be all right.
Good. So, Petunia, you draw first.
Why does she draw first?
Okay, Mimi, you draw first.
why does she get to draw first?
For Pete's sake.
Yeah, for my sake.
Quiet, Pete.
Whatever. Mimi can draw.
I want this one. Wait, no, this one. Wait.
Mimi.
I won.
Good. Now go change and hurry up, please.
But I have to wear something I already worn.
So?
Faith Clunk will be watching.
I'm sure Faith Clunk will get over it.
This will be the worst Easter in the history of the world.
Man, you girls are so worried about what Faith Clunk thinks of you.
Yeah. Tell me, Petunia, do you even remember what last Sunday's sermon was about?
Of course I do. It was on, why don't you mind your own business?
Oswald, you're just as bad.
Hey.
The only reason you go to church is to get that contract from, what's his name?
Mr. Crendel. And if I get that contract, it'll mean a big bonus for me at work.
Aha, see, you're just as bad.
Whatever. Pete only goes to church to flirt with the pretty girl who sits in the pew in front of us.
Her name is Cassandra, and I do not.
We're all hypocrites, so we might as well admit it.
You can forget that. Mimi, hurry up, please. It's Easter Sunday. You know the church is going to be packed.
Hey, move over. Anyone want to look at my hair?
Both of you move out of my way so I see a look at my new dress.
Surprise! See, Grandma, told you we'd surprise him.
Happy Easter, City cousins.
I bet you're surprised, ain't you? Hot diggity, we sure got your goat.
Oh, look, Cousin Oswald, you're standing under the mistletoe.
Hey, I want to kiss Cousin Oswald.
Brenda May, Glenda May, y'all straighten up and act like somebody.
Besides, mistletoe is for Christmas, not Easter.
As long as I get some sugar, I don't care what day it is.
Grandma Taylor, Elkin, what are you guys doing in the city?
Well, you see, Petunia, it's like this. Y'all are always coming out to Cricket County to visit us.
And getting your grubby little hands on our money.
Now, Grandma. So we figured the least we could do is come spend Easter with y'all.
Well, now that you mention it, did you guys happen to bring any of that money with you?
Petunia?
Well, they have millions, and you can certainly tell by looking at them they're not spending any of it.
Oh, you're just mad because Uncle Zeke didn't leave you any of his land chock full of coal mines, diamond mines, and oil fields.
Please don't remind me, I feel a migraine coming on.
Listen, Grandma said we'd be waiting forever for an invitation and that we should just come out here and surprise you, so. Surprise!
We already yelled surprise, Fester.
Oh, well, that's just, well.
What Pete's trying to get at is we're not at all prepared for or expecting company.
Heck, we ain't company, we're kinfolk.
Right, 'cause like we say in the country, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be time for supper. And I bet you $1 we're having duck.
Yeah, of course you're family, and, well, we're glad to see you as always.
But unfortunately, it seems like we're a bad victim of timing. We're just about to head off to the church services.
Did you hear that, Clem? They're heading off to Easter services.
Drat it all. Tell 'em, Fester.
You mean I get to tell him?
Get her done.
Guess what?
What?
We're going to church with y'all.
Surprise! Don't that just boil your grits? I bet y'all ain't ever had this many surprises in one day.
Could you excuse us for one moment, please? What are we going to do?
If Mr. Crendel sees them, I'll never get that contract.
Beautiful Cassandra sees them with us. She won't give me that time of day.
Faith Clunk will never let us live it down.
Okay, follow my lead. Well, family, of course we'd love for you to go with us, but unfortunately, we're already running late, and you wouldn't have enough time to change.
Change?
Yes, ma'am. Into your church clothes.
What? No, silly boy. This is our church clothes.
We had 'em made up special just for Easter.
Don't they dress up fancy like this in the city?
You know what I just thought about?
Oh, what'd you just think about, Petunia?
We forgot all about Easter lunch.
But we always eat over at
You're
the...
absolutely right, Petunia, dear. We forgot all about Easter lunch. Drat it all.
Whatever are we going to do?
If only we knew someone who was willing to stay behind and cook Easter lunch for us while we ran off to the services.
Mm-hmm. If only we knew someone who runs their very own diner and has lots of experience cooking for lots of people. You know someone in the cooking business?
Honey, how can I help you think someone with all that gabbing you're doing in my ear?
Hold on just a cotton-picking minute. Grandma's used to cooking for lots of people.
That's right. She runs her very own diner.
Oh, Grandma Taylor, that's so very nice of you to offer.
What did I offer?
To stay here and cook lunch while we're at church.
Did I do that?
But we can't leave Grandma here all by herself. The rest of us go to church.
That wouldn't be nice at all.
Of course it wouldn't. So I'm thinking someone would have to stay behind and help Grandma out. You know, while we ran off to the services. I wonder who that could be.
Heck, me and Glenda May are pretty handy in the kitchen. Hint, hint.
Yeah, hint, hint.
Now, everybody just hold your horses a minute. I was looking forward to going to Easter services.
It's okay, Grandma Taylor. You can still worship at our church.
How do you figure?
Well, our worship services stream on Sunday afternoons. You can stay behind and watch it on our big 75-inch TV screen.
Yep. We even offer 3D glasses so it looks like you're right there in the worship center.
Well, okay. If you like my cooking that much.
Good girl.
Can't wait to taste it.
It'll be delicious. I just know it.
You'll love Grandma's cooking. In Cricket County, she's voted Cook of the Year for the month of April. And don't fret, none. We'll be glad to help. Like I said, we're real domestic. I'm like the girl next door. If you happen to live next door to a dog pound.
All right, is everyone ready?
We forgot about Mimi.
She'll go ballistic if she knows they're here. Hold on a second, Mimi.
Grandma Taylor, me and Pete will show you right to the kitchen.
Yeah, right through that door. That's right over here.
It's right over there.
Come on, family. Let's take a gander at their fancy kitchen.
Ready or not, here I come. Well,
Mimi, that's my dress.
I know.
But I haven't worn it yet.
I know.
You can't wear my dress before I wear my dress.
It was your idea that I changed, remember?
Under the circumstances, Petunia, I think it's okay.
Yeah, besides, we'll be late if we don't get going.
You're absolutely right, Pete. So, family, let's get going. Please.
What is this?
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Mimi, stay calm.
But.
Oh, howdy, Cousin Mimi. I almost didn't see you standing there. Cousin Oswald, Grandma's wondering where the wood is for the stove.
There is no wood for the stove, Fester.
He says there ain't no wood.
How in Sam Hill do you expect me to cook without wood for the stove?
It's electric.
Land sakes alive, if it ain't old Moo Moo. Happy Easter, honey child, and I do love that dress. You look like one of them there movie stars.
I do?
She does.
Grandma, how much flour do we need to deep fry? Land sakes alive, it's Cousin Mimi. Woo-wee, look at that there dress. You're prettier than a deer standing in the middle of a field who gets shot, gutted, and stuffed, then put on somebody's wall above the fireplace.
Now that's purty.
I am. I'm pretty.
She's pretty.
Brenda May, come running and take a gander. What is it now, Glenda May? It's Cousin Mimi. Look at the dress she's wearing. My, oh my, that's some pretty does, Cousin Mimi. You're prettier than a deer. Now, I already told her that.
Would everyone please wait a minute? What about my Easter dress?
Bless her heart.
Okay, I hate to rush everyone, but the old clock's ticking right along.
Wait a minute. Are they going to church with us?
No, Mimi. They've been kind enough to stay behind and cook while we go to church.
Thank goodness.
What?
What she means is thank goodness someone decided to stay behind and cook lunch for us.
Grandma, we'll see you after the preaching. Let's go, Cousin Oswald.
Where are you boys planning on going?
You don't expect us men folk to stay here and cook, do you?
Of course they don't, Fester. Everybody in the free world knows that cooking is woman's work.
But I cook all the time.
So do I.
All right, then. Y'all can stay here and help Grandma cook, and we'll go to church with the woman folk.
Okay, why don't we just hold on a minute? Now it's clear to see that someone needs to stay here and help Grandma by setting the table and lighting the candles and all that.
Right as rain. Elkin, you and Fester can stay here and help me get everything ready.
All right, as long as we don't gotta wear no apron.
Now, you city folk get a move on or you won't be able to hear any preaching at all.
Ain't nobody gonna be doing nothing except to looking how pretty Cousin Mimi is in her fancy Easter dress. Yeah, 'cause like we say in the country, when you dress up the prize heifer, the rest of the animals, they can't hold a candle. And I ain't saw a pure heifer in all my born days.
Well then, Grandma, we'll see you after church.
Yeah, and thanks again for your help with the food.
All right, bye now. Have a good time at church. We'll have the food all ready when you get back. Bye now.
Grandma, I'm a little surprised you're taking this so lightly. I never thought in a million years you'd ever miss Easter Sunday preaching.
And we ain't going to miss it this year.
You mean we're going to watch it on TV later with these fancy 3D glasses? Golly, it's like you're standing right in front of me.
Nope. We're going to watch it live and in person.
Well, what do you mean, Grandma?
Well, I wanted it to be a surprise, so I did everything real secret-like.
Did what?
Well, late last night, after everybody left my diner, I cooked up a whole slew full of victuals, put them in bowls, and put them in the back of the pickup truck.
Hot diggity. You mean the entire Easter dinner is in the back of the truck?
Yep. So we'll just take it out of the truck, put it in the kitchen, and everything will be ready to warm up when we get back from church.
So we do get to go to church with our city cousins? I get to sing Cousin Oswald.
No, you don't. I get to sit by him.
So we'll wait till they get seated in their pew, and then we'll walk in and shout, "Surprise!" Yay!
But wait, we forgot our Easter bonnets.
Right. Never fear. Grandma is here. There we go.
Tell y'all what, I can't wait to see the surprise look on their faces.
Well, family, shall we go to church?
Up from the grave he arose, with the mighty triumph for his foes.
La 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 la.
Alone in my sorrow and dead in my sin, lost without hope with no place to begin. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. When death was arrested and my life began, ash was redeemed, only beauty remains. And my orphan heart was given a name. My mourning grew quiet, my feet rose to dance. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace, so free, washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. My shame was a ransom he faithfully bore. He canceled my debt and he called me his friend. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. Darkness rejoiced as though heaven had lost. But then Jesus arose with our freedom in hand. That's when death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Oh, we're free, free, forever we're free. Come join the song for all the redeemed. Yes, we're free, free, forever, amen. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, we're free, free, forever we're free. And come join the song for all the redeemed. Yes, we're free, free, forever, amen. When death was arrested and my life began. When death was arrested and my life began. When death was arrested and my life began. How did we get here? What comes away on a lonely shore? I can see in your eyes, dear. It's hard to take for a moment more. We've got to burn the ships, cut the ties, send a flare into the night. Say a prayer, turn the tide, dry your tears and wave goodbye. Step into a new day. We can rise up from the dust and walk away. We can dance upon the heartache, yeah. So light a match, leave the past, burn the ships, and don't you look back. Don't let it arrest you. This fear of falling again. And if you need a refuge, I will be right here until the end. Oh, it's time to burn the ships, cut the ties, send a flare into the night. Say a prayer, turn the tide, dry your tears and wave goodbye. Step into a new day. We can rise up from the dust and walk away. We can dance upon the heartache, yeah. So light a match, leave the past, burn the ships, and don't you look back. So long to shame, walk through the sorrow, out of the fire, into tomorrow. So flush the pills, face the fear, feel the weight disappear. We're coming clean, we're born again. Our hopeful lungs can breathe again. Oh, we can breathe again. Step into a new day. We can rise up from the dust and walk away. We can dance upon the heartache, yeah. So light a match, leave the past, burn the ships, and step into a new day. We can rise up from the dust and walk away. We can dance upon the heartache, yeah. So light a match, leave the past, burn the ships, and don't you look back. And don't you look back. And don't you look back. Neon lights and stained glass windows, old bar stools and back row pews. I ran to one more than the other, but I couldn't outrun you. Trying to fill up all the empty, trying to numb the pain inside, thinking you never forgive me for all those Saturday nights. But thank God for Sunday morning. Thank God for 316 and the words it read that say you bled and gave your life for me. Thank God for the choir singing and a voice saying come back home. Saturday night looked like the end of the story. Thank God for Sunday morning. Now I know that you're no stranger to the broken hearts like mine. It's what you do, yeah, somehow you bring dead things back to life. And it might look like it's over as a stone over a grave, but I've seen you move, I'm living proof you still roll stones away. Thank God for Sunday morning. Thank God for 316 and the words it read that say you bled and gave your life for me. Thank God for the choir singing and the
Did that just happen?
Please tell me it's all just a bad dream.
Then why can't I wake up?
I pinched myself the whole way home.
That can only mean one thing, family.
It actually happened.
They came to our church.
They sat with us.
They shouted, "Surprise!" at the top of their lungs.
They sat with us.
They volunteered to recite an Easter poem.
They sat with us.
Fester actually stood up in front of our church and recited a poem he wrote for Easter.
Faith Clunk saw them.
Mr. Krendel saw them.
Beautiful Cassandra saw them.
There, Mimi. It'll be all right.
No, it will never be alright as long as I live.
How can we ever face our pastor again?
We'll just have to move to another city. It's that simple.
Somewhere far, far away from the judgmental eyes of Faith Clunk.
What made Fester think he could stand up in the middle of a sacred service and recite an Easter poem that he wrote?
There he was, standing there in that ugly hillbilly wear, reciting that rustic verse that he wrote, surrounded by the most sophisticated, wealthy, intelligent people in the city.
But the worst part, the very worst part of the whole ordeal, is everyone realized they were with us.
Is my phone vibrating? Oh. Pete, I am not answering that. I'm tired of talk.
Hello? It's Pastor Green. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well?
Pete, what did Pastor Green say?
Well, he said, is this Peter? And I said, yes, sir. Then he said, is your family home? And I said, yes, sir. Then he said, do you mind if my wife and I come down and pay you a visit? I said, that's fine, sir. Then he said, I'm on my way. And I said, thank you, sir. And then I hung up.
You hung? Pete, what were you thinking?
They can come here.
The hillbillies will be back any minute.
Okay, just stay calm for a second, girls. We don't know why the pastor of the most prestigious megachurch with the most beautiful stained glass is coming over. Pete, when you talked to the pastor, did he sound mad?
No, he didn't sound mad.
Okay, you see, girls, it might not be that bad after
He sounded
all.
furious.
I'll blow the front door.
Everyone get in the car. We have to get out of here.
We can't leave, Pete. Not after you decided to tell the pastor that we're here. It's not ethical. It's not even moral.
Then what do we do?
We lie.
Lie?
We'll lie right to the pastor's face. We'll tell him that these hillbillies came marching in and they pretended they knew us.
Do you think it'll work?
Of course I think it'll work, Pete. What do you think I have up here?
Sounds pretty hollow to me.
Get the door, Pete.
The door by mistake.
Sorry, Grandma Taylor. Come on in.
Cousin Oswald, it sure is a good thing we was there to liven up your church service today.
Bless y'all's heart, I ain't never been something more boring in all my born days.
We prefer to consider it reverent.
Honey, I don't know how to put this, but your church was as cold as a mother-in-law's kiss.
Indeed, it was purty as all get out, but it sure was cold.
But Fester, you stood up in the middle of the service and recited an Easter poem without permission. That was presumptuous.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Much obliged.
Much obliged. Much obliged. Much obliged.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oswald, I can't stand it a minute longer.
Just stay calm, Mimi.
But Grandma Taylor, you promised her to stay here and cook Easter lunch for all of us.
That's our second surprise. We brought all the food up with us. Won't take but a second to warm it all up.
Surprise!
Fester, I think we done said surprise enough for one day.
You think?
But our distinguished pastor and wife is on his way right now for a visit.
That ain't no problem. We'll just set 2 extra plates.
Oh, no. Family, can I see you for a minute?
We can't allow our illustrious pastor to see the hillbillies.
They'll know for sure they're really part of our family.
We'll have to keep them in the kitchen.
Elkins, their preacher's coming over.
This ain't good at all.
How can we face him? He's bound to ask me like the service.
Right, so we'll just have to be honest. Sitting through that service was as boring as watching paint dry.
We'll do no such thing. Remember what Mama always taught us. If you can't say nothing nice, keep your trap shut.
Right. If it brings us a boring sermon, we just don't say nothing.
Say nothing. Got it.
All right. Operation Keep Them in the Kitchen is now underway.
Operation Zip Your Lip starts now.
2, 1.
Break!
Break!
Follow my lead. Well, Grandma Taylor, I must say my stomach sure is rumbling.
Yeah, can't wait to sink our teeth some of their vittles, right, girls?
Right, y'all.
Did you hear that, Pete?
No.
What on earth was that? Oh, they're on their way.
Who are you talking to, Cousin Oswald?
Oh, Elkin, that was just a stove calling. He was wondering when someone would be back there to cook lunch for us. It was a joke, guys.
Okay, even though that joke wasn't a bit funny, don't fret none. I just gotta warm it up. Except for the biscuits. I couldn't make them ahead of time.
Well, that's okay. We're not that hungry after all. You could go in there a while and cook the biscuits for us, right?
Alrighty.
Like, right now, you, the whole family.
Don't worry,
Yep.
Cousin Oswald. We thought your joke's funny.
Yeah, we was laughing on the inside. Whoa, okay.
That stove of yours don't actually talk, does it?
Go help, Grandma.
All right.
Now, remember, guys, keep them in the kitchen.
There they are. I think I might faint.
Did I just hear a cowbell? I didn't know y'all raised cattle.
It's the doorbell, Fester. It's the thing that lets us know that there's people at the door. Well, I'll get it. Don't you got a mess to make or something?
All right.
Get out of here.
Oswald, get the door.
You think I'm getting that? You're dead wrong about that, Pete.
I'm certainly not going to answer it.
For heaven's sakes, I'll answer it. Everyone just sit down and please act normal. Hello? Hello. Welcome to our humble little home. Welcome. Welcome.
May we come in?
I'm sorry, of course you may. Look, Oswald, it's Pastor Green and his gracious wife. I do love that dress you're wearing.
Oh, why, thank you, and I do love your dress.
This old thing. I wear one I don't care how I look.
Enough about dresses, girls. Pastor, would you come in and get comfortable at least?
Oh, no, thank you. We won't be staying long.
Aw, come on, have a seat, won't you?
Well, to be quite honest with you, this visit is quite awkward.
Awkward, sir?
Yeah, it's about your visitors at church today.
Aw, you must mean those hillbillies. You thought they were with us? No, sir. We haven't seen them before today.
You haven't?
Oh, no. They just wandered in.
We couldn't have very well asked them to leave, could we?
Of course not.
Well, it's just that, at first, the church has stained glass. We pride ourselves in. It's just that people like that, I'm not sure they can fully appreciate our way of doing things. I do tend to use lavish wording in my sermon, so I don't think they would have understood a word I said.
We're afraid this could result in confusion for them.
And the Bible does say that God isn't the author of confusion.
You're absolutely right, Pastor Green. Simpletons off the street would be lost trying to keep up with your sophisticated rhetoric sermons.
I'm glad you understand.
And it does make us feel better that you understand where we're coming from.
Absolutely. And Pastor, I'm pretty sure, you can rest assured, we'll never see from those hillbillies ever again.
What was that noise?
Mimi, did you tie up
The dog.
Right, Pete, the dog. Did you tie up the dog?
I bet he got loose. Come on, Mimi, we'll go check on him.
Pastor, I tell you what, that silly boy's always knocking things over.
Well, I happen to be an avid dog lover.
What's the dear thing's name?
Rover.
Bob.
No. His full name's Rover Bob. Quiet in there, Rover Bob.
Oh, he sounds so cute. Can we see him?
Oh, I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
But why not?
Yeah, why not?
I'll tell you what, Pastor. I'll go get him and bring him out here for you to see him.
I've always said if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Don't help me, Pete. Pastor, unfortunately, Rover Bob is sleeping, so maybe you could catch him on your next visit here.
Oswald, Fester told me to tell you.
Not now, Mimi.
Who's Fester?
Oh, that's the name of our dog.
I thought his name was Rover Bob.
Well, Fester's the name of our other dog.
Something strange is going on here.
Isn't Fester the name of that hillbilly who recited that dreadful poem in this morning's service?
Did someone say my name? Oh, howdy. Y'all must have
no.
been the ones at the door. When I heard you, I thought you were a cow.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry. How rude of me. I said that I thought you was a cow.
Excuse me, Mr. Tippenheimer, but could you please tell whoever's in your kitchen to come here?
What? Yes, sir.
Don't blame him, sir. He didn't mean any harm.
Family, come out here really quick.
Oh dear, I'm afraid of them.
What in tarnation is going on here? I have got to get the victuals on the table.
And I gotta clean up that mess I made.
What's the matter, Cousin Oswald?
Pastor Green, Mrs. Green, I'd like you to meet Elkin, Fester, Grandma Taylor, Brenda May, and Glenda May. Our family from Crooked County.
Family?
Well, this explains a lot of things, doesn't it? Miss Taylor, the first thing I want you to clarify is this. Is your family, or are they not, the ramble rousers who intrude upon our morning's Lenten celebration by hastening your entry and discoursing such a rustic elegy as the one you recited in my sacred pulpit? Explain that.
First, explain what you just said.
I knew it. Someone who cannot appreciate the fine art of syntax instruction. Mr. Tippenheimer, what do you have to say for yourself?
Look, if you're just mad because you wasn't invited to Easter Vittles, just hold your britches. We'll just send a couple of extra plates.
Excuse me. Hello?
Pastor Green?
Yes, who is this?
Sir, it's Mrs. Quest, church treasurer.
I'm in the middle of something important. I'll have to call you back.
I think you'll want to hear this.
Very well. What is it?
That hillbilly, the one who recited the poem this morning, wasn't his last name Taylor?
I don't remember. Excuse me, sir. Do you have any ID?
About what?
ID. You know, identification. Never mind. What's your last name?
Oh, Taylor, sir. Fester Taylor.
Taylor, that's right. What were you saying?
We were counting the offering from this morning's service and came across a check.
Please get to the point.
Pastor, this check was written for $50,000.
What's so special about $1,000?
No, sir. This check was written for $50,000, and it was signed by Elkin Taylor.
Elkin Taylor?
Yes, sir?
I took it upon myself to conduct a little research on his family. It seems they are at the receiving end of a large inheritance left to them by a late uncle. They're worth millions.
Thank you for the information.
Pastor, how could you ever forgive us for lying to you like this?
Oh, what? Oh, I was just saying what a pleasure it was to have you and your little family visit our church this morning.
A pleasure? Dear, what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying we would love to break bread with these fine folks on this Easter Sunday.
Pastor, if you'd only allow me to explain.
Well, you sure took your sweet time saying so. I've got to get back to the kitchen so we can eat before sundown.
But, dear lady, you shouldn't be working so hard. You're a guest.
Then would you mind telling me how the food in there is going to get on the table?
My wife will do it.
That's right. His wife will do. Wait, that's me.
Yeah, you don't mind, do you, dear? After all, you and I are servants of the Lord's people.
Oswald, we can't let her do that.
You're absolutely right. We can't. Can we, Pete?
I should say not.
Pastor Pete will do it instead.
Right. I'll do it. Wait, me?
You're a real sport, Pete.
But I don't know how.
It's all right, Cousin Pete. We'll help you. Don't worry. We'll show you everything.
Nonsense. You two make yourselves comfortable.
But dear, what is this all about? Oh, like my husband said, make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you insist.
Oh, I insist, I insist.
Lename, get yourself back in the kitchen.
But you heard her. She insisted.
Grandma Taylor, Mrs. Green is right. You are our guest. Right, Petunia?
Right, yep. You have a seat too. Put your feet up. Do you want me to get you
Get off of me. Let me get this straight, Preacher Blue.
It's green.
Whatever. You're the pastor of that fancy church we went to this morning.
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
We would love to know what your family thought of this morning's service. Oh, how about you, young man? Young man? Oh, that's funny. He doesn't seem to hear me.
I hear you just fine, ma'am. I'm just plumb ignoring you.
Mister, hush up.
But it was your idea. Remember, you told us not to say
Fester
nothing.
Taylor, you're slower than erosion. You ain't supposed to tell him you're ignoring him. You do it.
Well, we would really like to know what you thought in this morning's service.
You really want to know what we thought about your sermon this morning? Because if you want the truth, I'm going to lay it all out on the table.
Now, Grandma Taylor. I don't think you have to tell the preacher everything.
Of course we want you to tell us what you thought in this morning's service. We spent a great deal of time and money and an effort to build our church. So, Miss Taylor, if you could sum up our little parish in one word, what would it be?
One word?
One word.
Let's see. Stuff.
Boring.
Oh, rude. It seems like your church members has been starched and ironed, but not many of them has been washed.
But other than that, we liked it just fine.
So, Miss Taylor, exactly what part of your visit this morning was stuffy?
Well, it started when we walked in, and it ended when we walked out.
You see, not one person said it was good to have us at that there church.
Our people don't want to seem intrusive.
Well, when y'all had that part where everybody shook each other's hand, not one person shook ours.
Oh, maybe they didn't see you.
Honey, we was wearing our bonnets. They couldn't miss us.
Yeah. Touche.
Another thing that bothered me was your sermon.
What bothered you about my sermon?
There wasn't one.
I ran out of time.
'Cause all you talked about this morning was how y'all needed money to raise for them new stained glass windows.
Well, before I knew it, it was 12.
And if he doesn't let the people out by 12, we'll never hear the end of it.
I beg your pardon, Preacher Brown.
It's green.
That's okay. I'm colorblind. But look at these here songs we sung this morning. I got the bulletin. I surrender some.
how I like Jesus?
There shall be sprinkles of blessings.
Well, we're afraid people will be turned off if we come across too forcefully.
But don't you think you could at least say something about the resurrection?
Right. Not a word about the crucifixion. 3 days in the grave, the rolling away of the stone. Would you stop staring at me like that?
Sorry. Well, I guess it wouldn't at least hurt to mention those things on Easter Sunday.
I'm done talking. You asked me, so I told you. I've got to get back to the kitchen so we can eat before sundown.
But I haven't had a chance to talk about our new stained glass windows. Go see if you can talk to her. Surely you understand our need for these new stained glass windows. Tell him, Mr. Tippenheimer.
Oh, gladly. Elkin, it's like this. The First Church of the Stained Glass prides itself in its beauty and its elegance. And with that beauty and elegance, we hope it attract enough people and more people to come to our church.
But don't you think telling people about Jesus and what he's done for them would draw people to your church? Don't you think teaching them about the ways of the good Lord would draw people?
I have an idea. Perhaps we could compromise and place a picture of Jesus in the middle of each stained glass window.
Y'all certainly can have church any way you see fit. Who are we to tell you how to do it? Preacher, will you quit staring at me like that?
Sorry.
Oh, look, I'm getting messy in the kitchen. This is so much fun.
That's nice, dear, but don't forget to tell Grandma Taylor that. You know what.
Well, I tried, but she keeps changing the subject. I better get back to my biscuits.
Excuse me. Hello?
Pastor Green, it's me again. Sorry to keep bothering you.
What is it this time?
I think you need to come down to the church.
I can't right now. A new stained glass window is in the palm of my hand.
But we have people showing up down here.
Showing up for what?
They say they're here for, what did you call it again? Spiritual counseling.
I don't understand.
It's not just one or two, but several, and they're members of our church. 3 of them are deacons.
I don't understand.
They say they were really convicted in the service this morning.
How could they have been convicted? All I talked about was our need for these stained glass windows.
I don't know how to break this to you, sir, but I'm afraid it's the Taylors again.
The Taylors? What do they have to do with this?
They're saying they felt like the Lord spoke to them through the poem that Hillbilly recited, and they're asking questions.
What kind of questions?
Questions about the cross and the resurrection. You know, Easter-type questions.
Easter-type questions?
Yes, sir. I didn't know what to say. This has never happened before.
Thank you for this information.
Pastor, is everything okay?
Well, it seems there are members of our church speaking spiritual counseling.
Really?
Yeah, the poetry Fesser shared in this morning's sermon has seemed to have spoken to many of my people.
Excuse me, Pastor Green, but do you happen to know if anyone mentioned my dress?
It would be a great help if you and your family could come down to the church with us.
Cousin Pete, or your guests, is it okay with you?
Go ahead, Elkin. We'll be here when you get back.
Honey. Fesser, do you mind if I print out some of the poem you shared in this morning's sermon?
I'd be honored, Preacher Periwinkle.
Green. It's green next time.
Look, I'm cooking biscuits. I never knew the kitchen could be such a fun place, and Grandma Taylor's so patient with me.
That's nice, dear, but get your things. We have to go to the church.
To the church? On a Sunday? Is anything wrong?
Well, on the contrary, things seem to be just fine. Mr. Taylor, I'll see you at the church.
Sure thing, preacher.
Remind me to get that biscuit recipe.
Man, it's sure refreshing to see someone go to church for the right reasons of change.
What do you mean the right reasons?
What are the reasons there to go to church besides worship and learn about the good Lord?
There are plenty of other reasons.
But we won't go there right now.
Well, Elkin, I think the pastor needs your whole family this time.
Right. Fester, better go get Grandma.
Sure thing.
She ain't gonna be happy.
Grandma!
You sure you don't mind us going, Cousin Oswald?
No, not at all, Elkin. Your family has a gift in a way for touching people, so better go help them out.
What in Sam Hill is going on here?
I'll tell you about it on the truck. We gotta go. Come on. Get a move on.
Okay.
Come on, Glenna May, rest
Oh,
of the truck.
Don't be crazy. I ain't running my Sunday best.
You're right, what was I thinking? Hey, that's not fair, you traded!
Score!
But I was just about to get the victuals on the table.
We'll take care of it, Grandma Taylor.
We won't eat till you get back.
Alrighty.
I was so embarrassed at church that I didn't even listen to what Fester's poem said.
Really? Elkin gave me a copy. I think it's right there.
Man, I feel suddenly lonely.
I don't know about all of you, but I can't wait to get into something more comfortable.
Are you saying Petunia's dress is too small on you?
I'm not saying any of the kind. We can all plainly see that Petunia is at least 2 sizes larger than I am.
I hate to tell you, Minnie, but you're being ignored.
I said we can all plainly see that Petunia is at least 2 sizes larger than I am. Maybe 3. Fine.
Oswald, this is the most beautiful poem I've ever read, and I have a master's degree in literature. No wonder it touched so many people. It's like all of a sudden I see what the true importance of Easter is all about. Just so honest and simple.
Yeah. Well, it's like how Cousin Elkin told us that the Bible's like a love poem. It's written all of us. And if we actually try to make time and to sit down and listen to it, really listen to what it's saying to us, that it can change all of us, every single one of us. We can leave it to our Cricket County family to make this the best Easter of our church's whole life. I guess we all learned a valuable lesson today, huh?
Yep. I learned there's more to church than just trying to find a date.
Yeah. I learned the church isn't a country club.
Mm-hmm. And I learned that going to church just to be seen is hypocritical.
Okay, fine. Well, I've learned the most valuable lesson of all. I look terrible in red.
Come on, family. Let's go check on Grandma's food.
What did I say?
Go ahead. One more round of applause for our Cricket County class. For those that don't know me, I'm Pastor Jerry. I'm the associate pastor here. Have been for a little while now, and I told everybody last night the first time that I set foot in St. Peter's Church was to see Cricket County production about 10 or 12 years ago. There's a lot of different ways to bring the message of Jesus to others. Tonight, we just hope you had some fun. We hope you heard a message. We hope that nobody ever walks out of the doors of St. Peter's thinking we're stuffy. I hope I look okay. Faith Clunk, do I look all right? I'd hate to make the report. Where's Miss Haley at? Come on forward. Caleb, Jacob Sechrist. We got a gift here for Haley. Jacob, we got you some candy, but Karen opened it. Give them a round of applause, if you would, please. Thanks for everything you did with this group. I'm sure they appreciate it, and I know these guys did. Round of applause for our folks upstairs, Miss Faith Clunk, Miss Brooke, and also Colby Balger up there taking care of the phone call. We appreciate y'all being here tonight. And I just want to let you know that here at St. Peter's, we are a Bible-believing church. We sing a song called We Believe, and in that song, we say, we believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. We believe that he came to this earth and he lived a perfect life. We believe that after he lived that perfect life, he willingly gave himself as a sacrifice to die on Calvary's tree so that we could be saved for our sin, because all of us have something rotten inside of us. The Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And the only thing that keeps us from being separated from him for eternity is our knowledge and acceptance of Jesus Christ as our Savior. We want to invite you back to St. Peter's. We're a loving church. We love one another. We try to take care of one another. This is just part of the love that's poured out in this church. You know, you saw an ensemble mostly created or composed of our youth group tonight. Our youth group takes care of our sound system. We have our youth group involved in New Hope, which does the music for us every Sunday morning. We have a men's group right now that's about 55 strong going forward in men's Bible study. We have ladies' Bible studies going on. All of this to try and love and care for one another. We have great people like John Poe and Jeff Miller and their crew that fed us tonight, and they do that on a regular basis. We just want to thank Jesus for all he does for us and try to pour a little bit of that back into our community. So we want to invite you to come back to St. Peter's anytime we worship here on Sunday morning. You're welcome. if there's anyone here who hasn't met Jesus and needs to understand about him, the crew will be in the back. The cast is waiting to meet you and shake your hand. I'll be back there. You can talk to me or any of the elders before we get out of here. Let's have a word of prayer, and I'll dismiss you. Our Father and our God, we praise you. We thank you for the night we've had here tonight. We thank you, Father, for the meal that we had, and we thank you for the fun we had with these young people showing their talents. But more importantly, Father, showing their willingness to tell people about Jesus. Thank you, Father, for everything that went on here tonight, Lord. Lead and guide us throughout our ways. Keep us safe tonight in our travels as we depart from here. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Sunlight through the stained glass window feels like freedom on my face. It really is new.